Greetings and welcome. Once again, my nephew and I have come up with some interesting discussions on the subject of MLP, which we'd like to share with you here today.
Hello everyone, name's Gears, and today I'm talking about the Tantibus, or more specifically, who or what the Tantibus is. Princess Luna describes it as her inner demon, a being of dark magic that feeds on her guilt and fear in order to punish herself for her past mistakes. Eventually, this dark force sought to escape from Luna into Equestria to extend its influence and plunge the land into eternal nightmare.
Sounds familiar, right? That's because Nightmare Moon, Luna's alter ego, had some similar motives back in the opening of Season 1. We think that the two are inseparably connected, Nightmare Moon being the result of the Tantibus taking over Luna's mind and free will, turning her into an alter ego of herself, her nightmare.
If so, hasn't this happened before? Princess Luna, jealous of all the adoration from her older sister's subjects, was possessed by the Tantibus, fueled from her negative emotions, and Nightmare Moon was born, who was later defeated by the main six in the Elements of Harmony after a 1,000-year imprisonment. And in more recent years, the Tantibus fed off of Luna's guilt and fear from the events that happened the first time, and instead sought to escape its host rather than control it.
Now what if we told you that something very similar already happened 2 other times in Equestria? Think about it. Where else have we seen a pony taken over by a parasitic being of dark magic that was fueled by their negative or pent-up emotions? King Sombra, ex-ruler of the Crystal Empire who was driven by his hunger for power, the nightmare of greed. Stygian, the unicorn who brought the pillars together, but became their enemy when he got left in the dust, the nightmare of envy.
All of the similarities between these cases led us to believe that these magical parasites belong to their own species. The nightmares, the shadows, whatever you want to call them. Or if you read the comics, they could be Umbra, but canon is an entirely separate argument. We know how they function, slowly growing in power by feeding off of negative emotions from their host, continually desiring to spread and conquer. But where do they come from?
Princess Luna says that she created the Tantibus, presumably from her feelings of guilt. Whether she meant to or not at first doesn't matter. But how does that work? Fortunately, we have one more case to gather evidence from. Starlight Glimmer in All Bottled Up. Throughout the episode, Starlight is repeatedly infuriated by Trixie's antics, making her horn generate some reddish cloud with purple lightning, which is revealed to be literally her feelings of anger. And by the end of the episode, Starlight is drained and weary, not just physically, but magically.
She started acting very similar to how Cadance did when she was sustaining that shield around the Crystal Empire, which I think is magical exhaustion. So that red cloud wasn't only her literal feelings, but also her own magic being turned into dark energy that infected others. A nightmare or shadow of anger. And if that is what Starlight was inadvertently creating, would she have eventually become a nightmare of herself had she bottled up her anger inside of herself instead of a literal bottle? I think so.
Looking back to those first 3 examples, we can see that shadows can take various forms. 1 as a glob of energy inside the subconscious of the host, then once powerful enough to take control, 2 as a nightmare version of the host, or 3 as a mass of darkness that completely envelops them.
If parasitic beings of dark magic exist in Equestria, who's to say that the opposite doesn't exist as well? Perhaps symbiotic beings of light and harmony?
That would certainly explain how the elements of harmony work, generating magical power from positive emotions and empowering their host rather than draining them. What do you guys think about these ideas? Do you suppose we might see these themes further explored in the show someday? Let us know, because as always, I am Dr. Wolf.
And I'm Gears Dazzlehorn.
And we look forward to hearing from you.